All right, we got our first game here with Galactus. I'm calling this Galactus First Moves. I thought it was a cute name considering this. We are playing obviously with Galactus First Steps. And we're starting off with Galactus in hand, which is actually really sick as my voice cracks here because actually I think this is the best Herald of Galactus in the game. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna make a statement now that Silk is the best Herald of Galactus in Marvel Snap. Which is maybe a bit of a wild statement, but if you work with me for a second, I think it's pretty accurate. We're pushing to infinite, by the way, getting up in the season. Opponent doing so as well. Silk, one of the reasons why she's so good is because she has a good amount of stats for her cost, being a 2/5. Secondarily, if my opponent wants to fight for her location, they can't play a card there. They have to rely on the existing cards at her location. Right now, she's just winning there and they can't stop it. So what we're gonna do on this turn, we've got Dracula, Kraven, Aranya, Red Wing. This is a Red Wing Drac deck here. We're actually gonna go with Kraven, Aranya. Trying to fill up this location. Potentially they put another card over here to give me some extra value. And Silk going mid, by the way, is chill. Because now they play a card here. And Silk goes elsewhere. And we're fine with all this. And guess what? She keeps winning her lane. The big point. We're gonna go Dracula over here. Actually, are we? I think we're going Dracula in this lane. Yeah, because this just is more points. And if Silk goes mid, we're winning that lane. If she go X23 in Mr. Negative Ravona, is this going to be like a null thing? They're going to try to do null stuff? I feel like that's their plan, potentially. I don't know. I don't love it. Let's go Red Wing over here. Let's really hope it doesn't pull Vulture. As long as it's just not Vulture, I think we're going to be okay. Because also, they have an X23, which means they may have a way to... That's great for us, by the way. Oh my gosh. Now that's rough. They get... How many cards are they actually drawing here? They're drawing 1, 2... They only drew 2 cards with this. Keeps getting buffed up. What are they doing on this turn? Is this going to be a Mr. Negative angle where they're going to play like a bunch of cards over here? They do have 7 cards in hand right now. They could probably play all of them. I'm going to go for it and regret this choice, but we'll see. On the off chance we can get something good with the Heimdall be our best case. Yeah, so the null definitely goes over here. Mystique in that lane, but it's only 12 points. And with a good Zola, wait, hold up, that's 12 they get in the mid. Do we beat that? I think we just beat that. Even though Galactus misses, our Red Hulk triggers, and then even if we didn't hit the Vulture, I like that. Okay. I mean, that just works entirely. This deck also that we're playing against completely dies, if you weren't aware, to Stardust, which will hopefully be a card that no one sees in Marvel Snap. Anyway, I mean, they can't play for Silk's lane. You can't fight Silk. Silk, in my opinion, is going to be the best Herald of Galactus. Straight up. We'll see what happens as we keep going. All right, John, Jacob, Jinglehammer, Schmidt. So we've got, we don't have one of our great, we don't have a great like Herald for Galactus here, but oh, never mind. We've got the best Herald for Galactus. I have been snapping pretty consistently just on Silk Galactus, and that's it. Like Silk as the Herald, I think just means I'm okay with like I win the game. How do they fight it? I don't know. Now, honestly, I will give you a good argument against me here. Subterranea could actually be the thing that counters my Silk plan. This isn't a bot, right? It doesn't look like bot. It doesn't immediately scream bot, so we're not going to think it's bot. So with it in mind, we're going to go... I'm going to play a Zorn in this lane and throw a rock over here. And then wherever they play a card, doesn't matter to me. Silk gonna lose a little bit of power. Craven, goodbye. But then we just now... Okay, Silk. Oh, sorry. Someone's trying to fight for that lane? You can just leave. Works for me. And, oh my gosh, Red Wing just only having good hits right now is kind of great for us. I love this. Let's go Red Wing in this lane, and we're going to get a big card over here. With them running Cable Gladiator, this probably means they're running a mill-ish deck. Yep, I'm correct about that. They're going... Okay, cool. And that's an unfortunate bit, right? So Silk now actually loses that left lane because of the card that they have there, which is still fair. Not atrocious for me, but again, not the worst. Although Heimdall's kind of fun. Okay, Heimdall, I see you. I don't have a way to get Galactus down this turn. What I probably will be going for is Madam Web just in this lane. Because then whatever of these cards I get on the board, I can just move it away. We just get to move the card that we play on the board. That's it. Nothing crazy, nothing outlandish. It's just, hey, where are these cards going? I don't know. You're not getting all of our eggs in this singular basket, though, and that matters a lot to me. Get a rock for me. Thanks for the rock. Oh my gosh, we win Silk's Path again. That's actually amazing. All right, get another rock for me. This is... Oh my gosh. Remember when I was saying that I was somewhat worried about this deck? I have decided I am no longer worried about this deck. They controlled my power! Oh no. They did control my power, but is that gonna be enough? Legitimately, I don't believe so. Actually, is it? If I play Dracula here, we do just get to move Silk out of this lane as well. Let's go with this, because if Silk... Okay, we only win this off 50-50, and I'm staying in this no matter what, even though our opponent did a BM fist bump right there. Silk needs to go to the right lane, they have to play nothing in the right lane, and then our Dracula has to go here. Good chance we still lose this, but let's play it through. Cool. All right, Dracula, you go left. Oh my gosh, Dracula, go left. Wait, 50-50? Oh my gosh, wait, did I just win this? 17 power? I don't like to emote in Marvel Snap. However... Oh, good thing you did fist one back. All right. No, now I'm BM. No, it's BM. I can't do it. I'm not one of them. I get it, Galactus. You're just a big bad. You're toxic. No, I refuse. No, I'm not emoting. That's just toxic. God. Oh, I'm so close. I want to. Still good stuff. I like it. Let's keep going. All right, we're currently playing against a... What deck is this? We're currently playing against a... What is this? It's the... Dormammu. I saw the card back. I just needed to remember it. X23 exists. We have Galactus First Steps. Ghost Spider is not a card you fight for location priority with. Limbo is really interesting. Do I want Craven as my first card? I still don't think it's Craven. This isn't amazing. All right, they can probably destroy on this coming turn, which means, all right, Zorn can work. Zorn can definitely do some good work here. Let's do this. Zorn can be a solid Herald, because again, just pushing everything else away is great for us. Bucky over there. 11 power Dormammu. Interesting stuff. All right, Zorn, pop off King. Let's go Dracula here. We do get the value with Dracula currently. Are they gonna like try to absorb power from stuff here? They are. No, it's just Carnage. Carnage is annoying for us. But now they're full in this left lane. They don't have any choice over here anymore? Oh no, that's amazing for us. So we're gonna play Craven first, and then we're playing Red Wing. The only card we don't want to get pulled is Ghost Spider. Everything else we're fine with getting pulled here. Summoning Ritual's gonna pull 2 power away from that location. But everything else should still mean that we win that location just due to big cards. Oh, X23, please don't move, please don't move, please don't move, please don't move, please don't move. Let's go! Oh, that's so good for us. And Killmonger existing is really good. Red Wing goes to the right lane here. Who does that pull? Red Hulk. Oh, I love that. Definitely getting Zorn value currently. I'm just playing, no, I'll play Galactus first steps. Am I? What are they gonna do? They're probably gonna throw Dormammu in this lane, I think. I'm gonna play Galactus in the right lane. I can decide what I want to do next turn, because I should probably keep priority here. Yeah, I definitely do. Heimdall here. I don't think Heimdall's actually the correct call, is it? I think I want it to be, it's gonna be Madam Web, you play... Actually, it's Galactus First Steps over here right now. Yeah, I don't know what I'm playing for the final turn. I know we can put down a lot of points, but I don't know the correct combination of cards. However, Galactus first moves. I'm enjoying it. It's fun. This is definitely fun. All right, we got Gamma Lab as a first location against Drilt. Which is probably fine. I'm a little bit concerned about everything in this lane, but I think I'll be okay for now. I'm gonna go with this. Playing Aranya there. Let's go Zorn in the mid. Assuming we don't get something amazing here. Cards here repeat their honor reveals. I don't really have a lot of honor reveals right now. I'll do Madam Web, actually. Yeah, I'll do Madam Web here. Kitty Pryde in that left lane. Who do we get hit with the +1 cost? It's Vulture. Not great, but I definitely can still manage because I can play Zorn here and then just activate Aranya just to keep them away from putting cards. Keep them from playing cards here? I don't know. But then also with the activating on Aranya, we should be okay with this other stuff here. They're playing 2 cards this lane, so Angela, Kitty Pryde. This does mean that if they are trying to do a Hope Summers thing, it doesn't get to be in this lane, which is really good for us. Do I want to play Kraven? I know I've got other stuff, but also Kraven's just like really good in terms of getting points on the board. Yeah, Gwenpool. So really cool for Gwenpool. We just gets knocked away. And it goes into our Kraven path. That's really good. What on reveals? You know, you figured they probably would have played an on reveal if they wanted on reveals to trigger. Would have made more sense. Vulture goes over here, and then it doesn't matter where it goes. It's actually gonna come back to this lane. We'll then go Dracula next turn, I think, probably, just to call it there. Vulture gets to go to the right lane, which is amazing stats on our Kraven. Ghost Spider pulling it back just to get even more stats. Galacta keep getting knocked away, which is honestly great. I wonder if they're actually enjoying it in terms of like cleaning up this location. Hopefully not, but we can move some stuff over here in just a moment. With this setup, I think our only actual play is going to be moving Vulture to this lane, Red Hulk here. Zorn actually just being a very viable card. A card that I definitely didn't think anything of Zorn, especially when it came out. Kind of felt pretty useless. I know people were playing it in Red Wing and it felt like a joke. I will tell you, in general, there's not a lot of good, like, in terms of Red Wing Dracula dump decks. I don't think we've had a lot of great stats here, but I honestly think that with Silk and Galactus First Steps, you can do a lot of good. There's probably, for what it's worth, there are probably going to be decks that are more consistent, higher stats, better win rate, but I enjoy this list for a myriad of reasons. I'll get to at the end of the video, but like, it's really fun. I'm liking it. I'll keep going. All right, Ryan, both of us rocking Galactuses. I really need to know the plural of Galactus. Does Marvel tell you the plural of Galactus anywhere in their comics? Can someone let me know about this? I feel like that's an important question that, especially during this season of Marvel Snap, where the whole thing is about Galactus, we'll be seeing a lot of him, and I'd like to know if I'm heralding him correctly or not. Zorn is... Okay, they're going to get my Heimdall. That's fine. Am I going to get their Nope. Huh. They're just running Shang-Chi. Fair enough. Zorn's still doing great things for us. What do they got here? Just Mr. Fantastic. So, is this just like tech stuff? Mr. Fantastic plus Shang-Chi literally could be any combination of cards here. Completely uncertain. However, Vulture right now, especially with our Galactus First Steps in hand, does mean that we know the play we're going for. Because that's a lot of points on our Vulture. That's 9 in the right lane, potentially a little bit scary. We're still winning that, so I'm going to snap on that bit. Let's go Dracula here. I wonder if I want a Dracula in this right lane. Because we were probably going to Heimdall later. I don't love that. They didn't get a card over in that lane still, which is good for us. Let's go. Madam Web into Red Wing. Dracula getting turned off is unfortunate. The Red Wing might matter. Thankfully, by Madam Web being in the middle lane, does mean that if we get something really big... God, that's atrocious! What are we doing with this? I think I'm moving Zorn over here. I activate Aranya. I'm moving Zorn over here. Activate Aranya, play Galactus here. I think that's my only play I can win with. I need to hope that they put a card in the left lane, it's a 3-cost card, that I can move away. And then my Galactus in the right lane should mean that I can hopefully win that lane, because otherwise they can only get 2 points in that left lane. Which I think is the big deal that I need to focus on here. Galactus in the left, if they, any 3-cost card in this left lane, they can only play 2. That's it. They can't play a card here and then get it moved because of Zorn. Part of the reason why Madam Web was in this lane means then, and with the Aranya trigger as well, Galactus First Steps going over to this lane, because they can't also put like a Negasonic in this middle lane either. Aranya. Gladiator existing, but doesn't matter because we're moving it away. Is that too much? I think we're actually still okay though. Wait, what? Oh, but she died before I could activate. However, it didn't matter. We still win the game. Let's go. She died before it mattered. They also didn't activate Fenris. If they activated Fenris, they win. I'm not gonna lie, our opponent misplayed. However, a win is a win is a win. And we're taking them. I didn't activate, neither did my opponent. I think that's fair. Maybe, maybe not. All right, JL. Let's see what JL's gonna go for here. Throne Room. We don't have anything great currently. I feel like the best play for us is probably going to be Silk. Are we playing as a bot? Don't think it's bot. Doesn't seem to be a bot. Silk would be nice to be able to stop Galactus with, or play for Galactus, but we don't get that option currently. Let's just throw her here, just for the power. Mirage means they get my Ghost Spider. Probably playing a Victoria hand deck then, which is a good way to put power on the board. Craven. Now that's interesting. Is this deck currently running Shang-Chi? I feel like it probably is. I'm gonna do this because I actually want Silk to be able to be moved around. I'm gonna play Dracula in the right lane as well. Is this Victoria Hand end of turn stuff? I've heard about this deck. I haven't played against it. Huh. I can go Dracula here into probably just playing Vulture. I don't know. This is really weird. I'm currently getting thrown off. I am currently winning locations. They can't play against the right one. They can play for the left one. What else are they going to go for here? I don't know. Also, what is this full deck? What is the full deck that they're running? What uses all of these cards? Yeah, Victoria Hand with... Okay, but like, how is Victoria Hand a good card in this deck? I don't get it. I need this explained to me. Let's go Madam Web here, Vulture here. Is that correct? I think so, yeah. What's my last card? Also, what's their last card? I don't have that answer either. There's too many questions. Not enough answers. I hate that. Especially when I'm looking for those answers. Really hate that bit. Frigga means they're getting an extra Victoria Hand. Okay. Red Hulk exists now. Red Wing doesn't help us. Straight up just does not. Is it just Red Hulk right now, though? I know I want to play Heimdall, but, like, is Red Hulk just strictly better? Heimdall's also works with the Dracula and this, potentially. Let's do this. I don't know what this deck runs against us currently. What we're going to be dealing with. There's a lot of cards that we could see. I don't see any cards that look like they work with Invisible Woman first steps, but I could easily be wrong. Oh, there's just too many unknowns. I don't like it. It's just all unknown. But I think with this bit, we should have a good amount of points over in this lane. We'll find out. We only have 10 points in that lane. Are 10 points really enough? Are 10 points enough? Is it better to do this? All right, let's play this way. It may be a mistake, but I don't know if it's actually enough points over there. They got my Ghost Spider with Mirage, Havoc existing, Mr. Fantastic. They trigger Invisible Woman. It looks like we're probably going to be okay in that right lane because it's probably just going to be another Victoria Hand, which is going to gain additional power, but I don't think it's going to be enough power for it to matter. Yeah, Victoria Hand existing over there. It's 10 points. Dracula, Vulture, Heimdall. What do we get here? And we got the big Red Hulk. So we do win this. I think it was really close. I think there are plenty of ways that could have gone really badly for me, but we're gonna take it. What up, Marcel? Doesn't look to be a bot. We have Zorn, Silk, and Kraven, all great cards in order to try to be Heralds. They're running most likely running that big deck. Okay. That means I'm playing Kraven here. Too many unknowns right now. This does actually feel like it has a good amount of enablers, good amount of like counterplay, as well as just cards that I think I'm getting value with. They lose Wasp. I lose Zorn. I think Zorn I'm okay with losing, honestly. Let's go Silk here. To move stuff around. Luna Snow, getting them a little bit of ramp here. So is this just more akin to like classic high evo rather than other stuff? Could be. We can throw Madam Web here into Red Wing. We may not need to burn any cards at all this game. I feel like I'm gonna wait for Red Wing. Let's go Kraven there. Into Red Hulk here. And it's gonna sound weird, but I kind of stand by this because what we can do, I think, we'll be able to get priority. I should snap. They are putting down a big card over here. It's Infinite, which actually is a little bit scary, potentially, legitimately. But all that should mean is I can go Red Wing here to then move Madam Web and Heimdall over here. Then go Vulture, Ghost Spider. Red Wing here, move Madam Web there. I think. And then I can play what do I want to play then? It is still going to be just Vulture here, Ghost, what is it? I guess Red Hulk was the most recent card. It'll just be Vulture, Ghost Spider. That's it. Even if they've Shang-Chi me, I think this is still correct call. I get to do this before they do anything else. Moves over my stuff with this. Get a lot of energy value there, power. Ultron? Also, I did my math wrong entirely, and I get to keep my card there. How did I do my math so wrong? I don't know. But I guess they were just hoping that a singular big Infinite plus a general array of drones was going to be enough. Definitely wasn't. By the way, apparently I'm seeing reports from others. I don't know if it's true or not, and it'd be such a shame if it was. But apparently Stardust might be legitimately, not even like an exaggeration, be breaking the game. Due to the fact that apparently like Stardust's like VFX are breaking the game potentially, which, oh no, they can't use Stardust. We have to delete Stardust. Oh, that's such a shame. It'd be so unfortunate if that had to happen with Stardust. Like, I guess I'll make do somehow, but you know, it's just incredibly unfortunate. I'll cry a little bit, but we'll make, again, I'll make do somehow. Hi, Ravona. If that's true, right? That could also just not be true in the slightest. I don't want to win this location. Oh, they're playing, okay. So they're playing the deck that is, what is this one I'm thinking of? I know what deck they're playing. I can't remember the name of it, but I know what they're playing. They're playing the one that does like, Cerebro 2. Aranya solid, Brood existing. There you go. The Brood counter. Stardust is apparently not working, thusly they can run it. Do I actually go... It's going to be activate, Vulture. And I have to move Red Wing now. Let's see. Don't be Heimdall. I'm cool with Galactus first steps. All of this is pretty chill. Yeah, that's really chill. I've decided. They do get the extra value with Cerebro too, by the way, because of this location. But, and it's a big but, I think there's a chance they may just go like a Shadow King in this lane. Shadow King would be probably a fair play to go for over here. But Heimdall should mean I win the game again. I think this should mean I win the game against a Cerebro 2 Gamer. You like my accents? I don't know why I keep doing them. Cerebro, okay. Is this going to be, the last two cards are going to be Shadow King at like a 1 cost? Yep. Shadow King 1 cost. Nightcrawler, makes sense. 5, we win the game. We lost that lane for a second, so we said, you know what? Let's just leave that lane. We didn't need it anyway. Who needs that lane? Potentially a bit of an overcommit in the left lane, but also we knew the output of their power a little bit. And if they didn't have a way to get more than 15 power into this lane, even with hitting my stuff. So we were good no matter what they did. Good stuff. God, I like this deck. It's a lot of fun. Don't know if it's, I'm not saying it's amazing, but this is a very fun deck. Let's actually break down the deck. Let's break down the deck here. Galactus first steps as enter Marvel Snap, and he does exactly what the card does. It is a big, dumb card akin to Red Hulk. They both work very similarly, or also akin to the high evolutionary version of, you know, regular Hulk. All of them kind of work similarly, and they have an end of turn effect that just lets them get big and big and big. So I like the way that he does work. I think he's a lot of fun as a card. I think he's very enjoyable. He does a lot of very interesting things that I think in this deck I personally enjoy. I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy him inside of other ones. Anecdotally, I saw him 0 times, by the way, throughout all of my games thus far today. Doesn't mean I won't see him later, but thus far I've seen 0 of him. But I really think that there's a lot of good to be done with this deck. I don't know if it's going to be great, but the fact that you can use Red Wing and Dracula to... One of the nice things, by the way, this is especially good if you're pushing to infinite, is it lets you dodge a lot of bots, because bots will see those locations as ones that they have won, and you can then, at the end of the game, or on the final turn, whatever turn you're about to play, use those to put down a massive amount of points without them really seeing much coming. So it's also good for that bit, but legitimately just in terms of stats, there are many games where we're just getting a good amount of power on the board due to cards akin to Heimdall, Red Hulk, or even just Vulture getting a lot. And Silk, I think, is legitimately my favorite card to make a Herald. I think Zorn is actually pretty close second due to the fact that they both make it harder for your opponent to fight for said location. I think that's a better thing to go for rather than just a big statted card. Right? I don't think a big statted card is the best thing to do in terms of fighting for locations. I actually think that this is better. I like the way that this deck works, so I like everything that we were able to do here, and it felt like a lot of fun. And I don't know, it just did a lot of cards that were enjoyable. If you don't have some of these cards, I know the higher series cards, if I'm not mistaken, are Red Wing, Zorn, Madam Web, Aranya, Red Hulk, and Galactus First Steps. We'll talk about Galactus First Steps at the end of this, but I would say probably... what is it? Madam Web, a lot of these you could probably substitute with, like, maybe you can go Doctor Strange instead of Aranya, or an Iron Fist instead of Aranya, or maybe either one for Madam Web. I think with Zorn's a little bit different. I think you want a specific mover card, a different way to move. So I'd honestly argue potentially even a Hellion or a Cloak potentially could use some value. You want some other way to move your cards around, and I think that's really important. I'd actually argue that if you do want to run this deck, even though Red Wing isn't an amazing card, it's pretty quintessential for what you would want to do in this deck. So I don't think if you have Red Wing, I wouldn't recommend any substitutions personally. And then lastly, Red Hulk, it's a big statted card. If you don't have Red Hulk, you can probably substitute a different big statted card, simply put. But going over to the actual card, the Season Pass card, the namesake of Galactus' first moves, talking about Galactus, I gotta be honest, I'm very much whelmed by what he can do, and I don't believe that anyone's gonna expect him to do anything other than just be a big card, and I think that's probably fine. I think it's a non-intrusive card. I don't think that it's difficult to play around. It's nice that both you and your opponent get the warning. Again, I haven't played against any Galactus First Steps, so I can't say anything on that, like, based off of my things, but that's what the reports I have heard say. Otherwise, I think he's a very interesting card. He's a lot of fun in what you would like to do, and it does make a different way that you want to fight for those occasions really early on, and I think that's interesting. If you don't have the season pass, I'm going to be honest, I've said this before and I will say it, this is probably my least favorite season, especially regarding the season pass. If you're someone who rarely buys season pass, I would probably say this one's one of the more skippable ones. You're going to see people running decks with Galactus first steps. You're going to see people running decks that use Silver Surfer first steps. And both, while you're going to be like, okay, these are cards I don't need, they're both extremely replaceable. You can probably use another big statted card rather than Galactus first steps. You can probably use a Prodigy. There's a lot of other cards I'm going to be willing to bet that you can probably use instead of Silver Surfer first steps. However, I haven't really played with that card yet, so I'm putting an asterisk at least on that because we're talking about Galactus. But I think the Galactus first steps does what he does. He heralds his beginning. He becomes a big threat that you want to play for, and also makes a mini game in Marvel Snap that I think is pretty interesting. I think one of the other last things I would say is that I heard people complaining about the ability was like it was worded in a confusing way. For what it's worth, they have said the question mark gives you a little bit of extra details in terms of how he works. In addition to in addition to the fact that they also said like they literally couldn't make the text any longer. This was the shortest wording they could find. The question mark is going to hold a little bit of heavy weight here for this, but still, I'd say that if you want to play this style of deck, Galactus isn't needed. If you want to play with a big statted card and you're wondering if Galactus is worth it, probably not if you're someone who buys the Season Pass pretty rarely. However, I will also say the Season Pass is continually the best value in Marvel Snap. So if you're someone who buys like bundles or whatever, just don't. I understand that it's not the most exciting card, but the Season Pass base one, not the $20 one USD, the $10 USD Season Pass is worth it. It's just always going to be a good return in your investment. So go for that. Otherwise, enjoy. Have a good one, and I'll see y'all at the next one. We've got like 5 cards that came out, by the way, today, and I got to do a lot of videos trying to mess with them. So I'll see y'all soon.